According to a lawsuit, the FSU basketball team threatened to boycott the Duke game last year over NIL payments. This is a story right here. Chris Graham, Augusta Free Press. So this group of former FSU basketball players, including Jalen Warley, who was briefly at UVA, I guess this summer and this fall with the basketball program before leaving after Tony Bennett stepped down. This group has filed a lawsuit against FSU basketball coach Leonard Hamilton, alleging that Hamilton reneged on promised $250,000 NIL payouts. Now, here's a quote from the lawsuit. And I've got a link to the lawsuit actually on AugustaFreePress.com. There's a link to that on the video here. So here's the quote. I mean, I'll give a lot of quotes from the suit. The plaintiffs in this matter who were on the FSU men's basketball roster during the 2023-2024 season were all made the same promise by Hamilton. If they committed to and remained enrolled at FSU, performing for the men's basketball team, they would each receive $250,000. Hamilton promised a sum of money directly and reinforced it many times over to the plaintiffs and their family members. This lawsuit was filed in Leon County Circuit Court down in Florida today. And it gets better. Per the suit, the group, which included Jalen Warley, Darren Green Jr., Deontay Green, Cameron Fletcher, Josh Nickelberry, and Primo Spears, threatened to boycott that February 17th game against Duke over the non-payment issue. The suit alleges that Hamilton panicked. In a team meeting where all scholarship players were present, Hamilton reiterated that each player would be paid $250,000, that it would hit their accounts the following week. Hamilton stated that he understood why the players were frustrated and committed to fully paying each player $250,000 before the conclusion of the 2023-24 men's basketball season. None of the six, as you might guess, are still with the basketball program at Florida State. As we know, Worley was briefly at UVA before leaving in the wake of the October retirement of Tony Bennett. He hit the transfer portal again. He ended up at Gonzaga. He'll be redshirting this season at Gonzaga and he'll have 1 year of eligibility to finish out next year, 2025, 2026. Today's news makes you wonder about his departure. I gotta say that, fair or not. Darren Green and Josh Nickelberry are done. Their college eligibility was run out after the 2023-2024 season. Deontay Green transferred to South Florida. He's averaging 7 points and 4.9 rebounds a game there this season. Cameron Fletcher is at Xavier. He's not playing much, 6.4 minutes a game, averaging 2 points. Now, Primo Spears is at UTSA, and he's putting up big numbers, 22.3 points a game this season down there at UTSA. All those guys were rotation guys for FSU last year. Darren Green Jr. averaged 11.3 points a game. Primo Spears averaged 10.6 points per game. That Florida State team, you might remember, got out to that 5-1 start in the ACC, and it was surprising. They struggled a little bit in the November part of their schedule. Got that 5-1 start. They were actually still 7-3 going into the game with UVA in early February, about a week before the Duke game, as a lot of the stuff was playing up behind the scenes. The loss to UVA, so that Florida State lost to UVA, then lost at Virginia Tech before the Duke fiasco. Uh, that started a stretch. That was the beginning part of a stretch of 8 losses in 12 games that turned Florida State's season around in the wrong direction. That fade out makes sense now, given what was going on behind the scenes. So here's another quote from the lawsuit. Every player on the 2023-24 FSU men's basketball team roster relied on the promises that Hamilton made when they either decided to transfer to FSU or remain enrolled at FSU to play out the season. However, as the season continued, many players, including the plaintiffs, became very frustrated by the continuous failure to perform on the myriad promises issued by Hamilton. It was February 10th that Florida State lost to Virginia, February 13th, the loss at Virginia Tech. And then between the loss in Blacksburg, which was on a Wednesday night, and then the loss to Duke at home on Saturday, quote from the lawsuit, members of the 2023-24 men's basketball team, including the plaintiffs, decided to boycott an important practice leading up to a game against one of the most powerful basketball programs in history of college sports, Duke. So if you're thinking the important practice, it would have been the only real practice between a Wednesday night road trip game and then a Saturday home game. They would have come home, not practiced on Thursday. They would have practiced on Friday. And then, the players walked out of the gym according to the suit because none of them had received the $250,000 in NIL money. I'm suppressing laughter here. repeatedly promised to them by Hamilton. Then they decided as a group they would not participate in the game against Duke. Holy crap. Can you imagine if this had happened? Okay, more quotes from the suit. I'm just quoting the suit a lot here. When Hamilton discovered the players' plan, he sat the team down in the film room where he told the players they would certainly be paid the $250,000 in NIL money he had previously promised each of them, and specifically stated that the money would be received by them no later than the following week. Hamilton added that he understood where the players were coming from and that he remained committed to making all the promised payments. The players once again relied on a promise from their head coach and played in the matchup against Duke as well as all remaining games in the 2023-2024 men's basketball season. The money never came, obviously, because otherwise we wouldn't be talking about this right now. Now, there's been no comment from Leonard Hamilton or FSU on this, but it doesn't take much to figure this is not going to end well for anybody involved, particularly Hamilton. He's the dean of ACC coaches now, with Tony Bennett gone, with Coach K gone, with Roy Williams gone, Jim Boeheim gone. He's 452 and 285 in 23 seasons at Florida State, three Sweet 16s, 2011, 2019, 2021, one Elite Eight in 2018, one ACC regular season title in 2020. So he's look at them, listen to what I did. 2018 Elite Eight, 2019 Sweet 16, 2020 ranked in the top four in the country when COVID shut that season down. 2021 back in the Sweet 16. Um, there for a while, Florida State was at the top of the ACC. Here we are at the end of 2024. Leonard Hamilton may be soon out of a job.